unless you've been living under a rock, GPT 5.6 Sol was released, and it is becoming mighty close to the great Fable for a third of the price.
Command AI.
Yeah, it seems like it's super close to Fable 5. It's a bit better than Grok 4.5. So it's basically the second best. And it's a bit strange for OpenAI to make a big announcement like we have something amazing and it's still second best. Especially, the underdog taking over so good that they can't even announce it after and be better. Either way, this is one of those weeks where you say, this week we have a new model and it's this week's best model. That's not true. Not this week. Fable is still the king. But yeah.
Wow. I mean, we also have Grok.
5.6. Yeah. Yes.
So we've got
yes,
lots of model
exactly.
drops.
But if you care about cost and cost per intelligence, especially, it's a very solid model. I haven't used it myself, but from the reviews that we've watched, everybody's like, it's really good. I guess there is not too much to say about it.
I think the general consensus is, what I'm hearing is that Fable is without a doubt the most intelligent model, right? It can do, or it can figure out some very, very complicated tasks. However, GPT 5.6 Sol, and we'll get into that, this is more of a workhorse. This is more something that will just, it's the hard worker that will get it done with brute force almost, which is arguably, a better or worse way to get things done. So either way, very, very good model. Can run for days. People have been running things for days on this by setting a goal. And yeah, I think it's gone. I think gone are the days of these are new generations of models. These are new. We've entered a new era of AI models for sure.
But interesting. So let's talk about that, because I haven't used GPT 5.6, but from what I watched on Twitter, I've been watching on YouTube, everybody's not everybody, but from what I understand, GPT 5.6 Sol is still the same generation as the previous one, but Fable feels like it's the next gen.
You literally just, I mean, it's not as good as Fable. It's not as intelligent as Fable, but you've described exactly what it is basically. Like the fact that we've got a major version jump between Opus 4.8. I mean, to be fair, Fable didn't exist before. I guess it was Mythos, but it's Opus 4.8 is the same. Basically, you're talking about the training that happened to create Opus 4 or whatever 4. It's Claude 4, let's call it, right?
Yeah.
And we're still on those models are still on the minor versions of tweaking that training set data of the 4th model. Fable is a new set of training data, the 5th model. So so of course, and we can't forget bloody Sonnet 5 as well. That's on a new architecture, let's call it. Whereas GPT 5.6, that's on the 5th generation of GPT. It's still squeezing every bit of juice you can out of the 5th generation of GPT. So yeah, you are quite right, and that's why Fable does come out on top when it talks about intelligence. But it doesn't mean to say that 5.6 isn't impressive and is, I mean, for a fraction of the price, it's good.
This is like comparing cost to intelligence. Fable is the most expensive, and GPT 5.6 has one. It's scoring at 59. Claude Fable 5 is at 60, but costs way more. It's more than double. Yeah, almost triple. That's the thing. If the task is worth it to you, is it worth going with the top best model? I think it's quickly becoming I hate to say this, but in a way, a luxury thing, where if you have the money, you can get the better engineer, and if you don't have the money for it, you get the one that is maybe not as good, but still can get shit done. Either way, we're moving in the direction of everything getting better, but not as fast as I personally would love to see it, because I would love to see GPT beating Fable 5 by a big margin, because that would mean that access to better models. Like, at the end of the day, I don't care who I pay the money to, if it's this one or the other company. All I want is like better and better models as a consumer, right? So it's a bit of letdown that it's not as good. Yes, it's cheaper, it's pretty good, but I don't want it to be comparably good. I want it to be, the difference between how Fable 5 blew all the other models out of the water. I wanted Sol to also do the same with Fable 5. I really want to see this, because even though I feel like everybody got a favorite, and you root for example, GPT to not be better than your favorite Fable 5, which is stupid. Sure. Like, I'll just say it. It's stupid. Like, it's in your best interest for the Chinese company tomorrow to come out with something that is better than Fable 5, because competition is good for us consumers, at the end of the day, paying to these token dealers.
Well, saying that, so they've released 3 new models. They've kind of copied Anthropic here.
Yeah.
Whereas it used to be GPT-5.5, and then you just choose the thinking level. Well, actually, you've got GPT-5.5. You had Nano, Mini, all that kind of stuff. I think they've removed that, and now it's Terra, Luna, Terra, and Sol. So Moon, Earth, and Sun. The Moon is the smallest one. Luna is the smallest model. That's your Haiku. That's for Haiku. Terra is your middleweight. That's your Sonnet. That's the medium-sized model. And then Sol is the big boy, right? So that's how they've broken it up. And the reason why I say about the Chinese model is if they actually do compare Luna, which is the smallest one, matches or exceeds the intelligence of GLM 5.2. Imagine being a Chinese lab being compared to, I know it's the smallest model, I know that, but even still, that's pretty impressive, isn't it, really, that GLM 5.2 is up there. So I am pretty stoked on that model. It's just about getting it all in your workflow and making it into something like, when do you send things off to GLM 5.2? Do you know?
I'm not on that level quite yet, but I can imagine setups where you have something very expensive like Fable 5 that is really good at giving prompts to other sub agents, and then sending those creating those other sub agents not with Anthropic models, but let's say with GLM. That can you do that actually?
You would use open code probably, so you couldn't use your Claude Max subscription to go nicely, but you can set up sub agents to use different models and whatever. If you're inside a Claude code, what you would need to do is get Fable to write up a detailed implementation plan in a Markdown or HTML format, and then you would get, GLM 5.2 to work with that.
If you're using APIs, you could build your own tool theoretically, where you create this harness yourself, where on the top you have the best model, and then you allow it to create sub agents, and you have like strict rules for them. That's actually really interesting. That's an interesting approach. Maybe somebody with much more money can do this, or people are probably already doing this.
Yeah, I mean, someone asked for a video on this, and it might be something that I put together, but it's totally something you can do. I would probably go down the cheap ass route and be like, coding plan, just have Claude Code open in one window and Open Code open with the other one with GLM, and just have them pointed to the same directory. So I'd just do it like that sort of thing. But yeah, you could totally build your own harness to be able to, again, you can define subagents in open code and then tell it what model that subagent should use. So
Yeah.
once upon a time you could have Claude Code inside of open code. This is before all of this nonsense with the programmatic usage came into play. You could literally run Claude Code Max subscription inside of open code. However, open code do have their own coding plan, so that could also be an option.
Yeah.
This is part of a larger conversation on my show, Cmd+AI, which we stream live every single week. We discuss the news and all things related to AI in the world of design and web. Catch us next week and join in the banter.
Command AI.